Every catastrophic cable strike starts the exact same way. Trusting a map instead of a shovel. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're tackling high-voltage excavation and cable protection. We are going to look at exactly how Singapore's stringent rules close that fatal gap to ensure machines never strike a live underground wire. Hand tools first, machines second. Let's dive in.
So, right off the bat, let's talk about the stakes. 1 million Singapore dollars. That's a massive number, right? Well, that is the maximum penalty imposed under Section 9.4 of the Electricity Act if an excavator takes one wrong scoop and damages a live underground cable during earthworks. And this isn't just some hypothetical worst-case scenario meant to scare contractors. It's a hard-coded legal reality. Why? Because a single strike on an extra high or high-voltage cable can trigger a cascading blackout, literally knocking out hospitals, data centers, or entire districts. A $1 million penalty is massive because it is designed to force a permanent behavioral change on the ground.
You might be wondering, how do you legally and safely get to that final step of actually bringing in the heavy machinery? Well, there's a mandatory sequence of operations you've got to follow. First up, you consult the SP Group Digital Utility Map. Second, you lock in a strict Permit to Work or PTW system. Third, and this is what we're really focusing on today, you absolutely must use hand tools to verify the ground. Heavy machinery, that is strictly step 4. It is legally locked out until the first 3 steps are totally complete. You simply cannot jump from looking at a map straight to firing up a machine. No way.
Think of it like being a bomb disposal technician. Seriously, a bomb squad would never use a mechanical digger to blindly scoop into the ground just because a schematic says there's probably an explosive down there, right? The stakes with a live 230 kilovolt transmission line are genuinely comparable. The map gives you the expected location, but the shovel gives you the confirmed physical reality. You absolutely must probe by hand to find the physical truth before anything mechanical gets anywhere close.
Section 1. Exact trial hole specs. These are the non-negotiable rules. Okay, the first rule is all about visibility. Generating licensees are legally required to clearly mark specific underground cable routes within their premises before any earthworks can even be considered. We're talking about the extra high voltage 400 kilovolt and 230 kilovolt routes, plus the high voltage 66 kilovolt routes. If you're working anywhere near these marked lines, boom, the manual trial hole rules are immediately activated.
And this brings us to the exact physical dimensions of the trial holes themselves. The regulations lay it out clearly. Contractors must dig manual trial holes with a minimum width of 1 meter by 1 meter and a minimum depth of 1.5 meters. And this is crucial, so listen up. This must be done using hand tools only. Let me emphasize that. A shovel, a trowel, a hand probe, that is it. Heavy machinery is completely prohibited from operating near the marked route until this precise space is fully cleared and verified by hand.
Now, why those specific numbers? Well, it's actually a brilliant piece of practical engineering logic. A 1 meter square hole that goes 1.5 meters down gives a human worker just enough physical space to safely get down into the earth, dig with hand tools, and visually confirm the exact depth and position of the cable. But at the same time, it's narrow enough to be practical, meaning you can dig repeatedly along a cable route without requiring excessive, back-breaking labor. It really hits the perfect balance of human safety and physical verification.
Let's jump to Section 2, Compliance Check. Let's see if this passes or fails on a real site.
Okay, picture this scenario. A contractor is prepping a site near a marked 66 kilovolt route. They know they need to check the ground, so they grab their hand tools and dig a trial hole. They dig it 0.8 meters by 0.8 meters wide, and they go down 1.2 meters deep. The worker looks in, doesn't see a cable, and signals the excavator to roll in. So based on what we just went over, is this compliant?
The stark reality is, absolutely not. Fail. This is a massive compliance failure. Remember, the legal minimums are 1 meter by 1 meter wide and 1.5 meters deep. This hypothetical hole is undersized on all 3 measurements. If a contractor authorizes an excavator to proceed based on this inadequate hole, and they happen to strike a cable sitting just out of sight, they are instantly exposed to that $1 million liability we talked about earlier. Trial holes aren't a formality, they are the actual control. Skipping this exact specification is the exact failure pattern behind those penalties.
So here is your golden rule to live by. The map tells you approximately where to dig. The trial hole tells you the truth.
Before this, you knew the nomenclature and SLD deadlines. Now you know the mandatory trial hold dimensions and sequence. You can now confidently verify a contractor's excavation plan before ever authorizing machinery. The site is now excavation safe, but what happens next? Well, now the equipment needs to go live, and 2 named people have to sign off on exactly how that happens. Meet the safety coordinators. We'll be covering the appointment of safety coordinators and why there must be 2 names on every live job in our next explainer. See you then.